Okay, I applied for this grant because at Blaine we're a Title I school and we have a disproportionately high number of students with disabilities that have been identified. Like we have 11 students with ADD and ADHD at the time of this. At the time that I applied for this grant. We have more now, actually. We had 5 students with autism. We had 6 students with EBD, and that was 28 out of 172 of our students, which was 16% of our population, which was quite a bit. And since I'm the arts and humanities teacher, I saw all the students. So, I needed the best materials to be able to support every student, and they needed a way to get out that negative energy and a way to be able to be helped with focus. So research says that students that are uncomfortable have a harder time learning, and it goes along with not eating breakfast in the morning. That's why we provide breakfast at our school and free lunch, bathroom breaks, things like that. It's just the same when we provide flexible seating for these students, and I consider it one of those types of accommodations for them. So, let's see here. So before the flexible seating, I followed those 28 students. So they had, 74 instances of restless hyperactivity, 21 instances of emotional outbursts, and altogether it was 107 instances of disruptive classroom behavior. And then this is the individual student data. I had observed them in my own classroom 3 separate times. So one of the things that inspired me for this grant was chatting with our FMD teacher at our school and observing one of our autistic students really responding well to one of the flexible seating options that she already had. And it was similar to the green one in the middle. It was like a round red rubber disc with texture on it. And I thought, well, this autistic student is really responding well to this type of flexible seating. Maybe I could use this grant to get some more flexible seating for all these other students that really have this need in our school. So she said that she got that stuff off of abilitations.com, I think it's .com. And I went on there, and there was all kinds of really cool things that helped our students. We got 6 different wobble stools. We got 2 of those green donuts with the texture, and then on the other side it's smooth. Some of the students prefer the textured side, some of them prefer the smooth side, and it seems that the kids with the sensory processing disorders tend to prefer the texture side. And then a lot of the younger students and a lot of the students with autism seem to prefer the core discs, that they help you sit up. You really have to activate your muscles. And then the purple one there is a core disc as well. It's for a smaller student. And then the wedge there is similar. It's for kids that have back issues. It'll help them sit up. I have old seating. It's from the library. It's just how it goes. So my seats are huge, and they're very hard. They're like hardwood, and the smaller students are uncomfortable in it anyway. So their feet don't even touch the floor. So the cool thing about this is we can sit it on the chairs or on the floor. So that's one of the reasons I didn't get those big bouncy ball seats. Plus, excuse me, I also didn't want them to get stabbed. So. And then I also got those cushions there, and they came in a pack of 6, and we use those in the seats and also on the floor. Since we do a lot of circle time stuff, it's really versatile that way. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so then with the students, I came up with rules for the flexible seating together. I teach kindergarten through 8th grade and band. So with each class, I asked them about what they thought good rules might be, and we came up with them together. Of course, the littler kids had their own ideas, and then the bigger kids had separate ones. But I compiled a list, and we voted. And then there on the left is basically all of the rules together, and then I spelled out the word flexible and made it all cute. And then the same with the consequences. We took the consequences that the kids and I agreed upon. If a student was irresponsible with the flexible seating in a minor way, they would lose it for 1 or 2 class periods. And then if they were irresponsible with the flexible seating in a major way, then they would lose it for the remainder of the semester or for the rest of the school year, depending on if they would permanently damage it or not. And then when they come in, I don't have it permanently out at the tables because I cannot get rid of my chairs yet until the end of the school year. So I have it like stored, and each kid can select it when they come in. So what I end up doing is I call the students different ways, like by birthday or by last name or by first name or things like that. And so it's never the same kid going first each time because it's a big problem. So then they go and they pick out which seat they want. I put pictures on there for the littler kids so they can choose that way. And if it's got a clip on it, it's taken. So it works. Okay, and then this is an example of the student contract that every one of them signed. We talked about it, we read it in class, and they all agreed to all of the rules and consequences before being able to use the flexible seating. Okay, and flexible seating is research-based. It's proven that students with excess energy or any sort of emotional or behavioral needs can be taught to use flexible seating in a way to get that out. And let's see here. I want to skip that because I want to get to this part. Okay, so after the flexible seating, after they were taught to use it, I followed those same 28 students around, and I collected data on them. And instead of 220 or 202 instances of off-task behavior, et cetera, we had 155 total instances. So there's still, it's still a problem, but I do think that with reducing it by 47 instances within 3 class periods, I think that that's pretty significant. I think that it has helped for sure. And there's the individual student data. There were only 2 students that it did not show a decrease in off-task behavior, and those students are they have, pretty bad problems. Here's pictures of students in band using the flexible seating, and then some younger students doing an art project. And if I was going to add next steps, I would want to expand what type of flexible seating I have, more wobble stools, and then to get rid of my chairs and have them permanently at the tables. So thank you very much for listening.